Finance Minister was out about a week ago saying that she makes a profit off the carbon tax because she lives in an upscale downtown Toronto neighborhood where she can go on a subway anywhere she needs to go or where she can ride her bike. Now, most Canadians don't have a chauffeur, and they don't live next. If they're a suburban family that needs to take their kids to hockey or school, they need a minivan. If they're a rural family, they need a pickup truck to fight through the snows and carry heavy equipment. The Liberal NDP Costly Coalition wants to triple their carbon tax. Will they cancel that plan so Canadians can afford to get where they're going?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, let me just start by saying I think I've probably driven more pickup trucks than the leader of the want to talk about the advice that he has for Canadians on the economy and on fighting inflation. Let's talk about his advice that he gave, which was you can opt out of inflation by investing in crypto. If people had listened to him, and I fear some probably did, they would have lost at least 65% of their money, maybe all of it. It's time for him to apologize, Mr. Speaker.
We know that what's going on is terrifying for parents. We've heard really heartbreaking stories. Parents rushing to the emergency rooms with kids that are struggling to breathe, children that have had to be resuscitated in emergency rooms, and parents wondering if there will be any space for their kids in the emergency room. What does this government have to say? What does this Prime Minister have to say to parents who are worried that if their kids are sick, there's not going to be a place for them in the emergency room?
Hear, hear. Deputy Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to thank the Leader of the NDP for raising that really important question. And I just want to start by saying I am absolutely sure that every single MP in this House cares so much about Canada's children. We know they are the most precious people we have in this country. And I also want to say our government understands the challenges our healthcare system is facing. Our Minister of Health did some important work with his provincial and territorial colleagues last week. And let me just point out that the federal health transfer this year will be $45.2 billion of 4.8.
This isn't a partisan issue. Both Liberal and Conservative candidates are implicated in receiving these illegal funds. But we need answers, public answers in this House, so investigations can be launched by parties on both sides of this aisle, by Elections Canada, by other relevant authorities. So who are the 11 election candidates who received these illegal monies funneled by Beijing through its Toronto consulate in the 2019 election campaign?
The Honourable Minister for Intergovernmental Affairs.
Mr. Speaker, we're very appreciative of the focus of the Conservative Party on foreign interference in Canadian elections because it's something that we've been concerned about for a long time. The Conservatives have recently decided that this is an important issue, but Mr. Speaker, good news. Our government set up a critical incident election protocol chaired by the Clerk of the Privy Council with the help of Canada's security and intelligence agencies to monitor exactly the kind of situation that my friend has addressed. It worked very well, and there was no change in the outcome of the election, Mr. Speaker.
L'honorable député de Mégantic-L'Érable.
Mr. Speaker, for the last 9 weeks, we have watched the brutality that the Iranian regime has unleashed on its own citizens. So far, 15,000 courageous Iranians have been arrested, and over 350 Iranians have been killed. Yesterday, our government announced its latest concrete measures against the Iranian regime by designating Iran a country that commits terrorism against its own citizens. I'd like to ask the Minister of Immigration and Citizenship what the significance of yesterday's announcement is.
Honourable Minister for Immigration.
Mr. Speaker, let me start by thanking the member for Willowdale for his relentless advocacy on behalf of the Iranian-Canadian community. Mr. Speaker, I have joined in the protests and participated in roundtables with members of the Iranian community, and we've heard them, and I want to be absolutely clear. Canada has now designated the Islamic Republic of Iran as a regime that has engaged in terrorism and gross human rights violations. Senior officials of the regime, including the IRGC, who are inadmissible under this policy, will be removed from Canada. Our message to the Iranian regime and to its henchmen is unambiguous. Canada will not be a playground for bad actors, and you are not welcome in our country.
The Honourable